I'm
What's
waiting.
the pool on me up to right now? What's it up to? Wait, what is it? $300? Is that it? 300? I'm a school teacher. I teach English composition. This little town called Abley, Pennsylvania. The last 11 years, I've been at Thomas Alva Edison High School. I was a coach of the baseball team in the springtime.
Be doggone.
Back home, and I tell people what I do for a living, they think, well, nah, that figures. But over here, it's a big mystery.
100 for 100 podcast, where we take 100 films that I think every new movie watcher should watch at least once in their movie watching career to get a good solid bedrock of movie watching knowledge. I ranked them from 100 to 1. I did that so you wouldn't have to. And I accompanied each with a 100-word review. I thought I had something clever for that. Apparently I don't. That's why you get the title for the show, 100 for 100. Yesterday we talked about number 26 on the list as Goodfellas. Good little mob movie for you. Maybe you've heard of it. Today we talk about what I do believe is... No, it's not. Sorry. Today we talk about number 25 on the list, Saving Private Ryan. I thought it was our final war-type movie on the list. It is not. There is one more, if memory serves. Saving Private Ryan, 1998, directed by Steven Spielberg. Let us get into this 100-word review, shall we? One of the most pivotal war films in the last half-century? Sure. Saving Private Ryan is couched more in emotion and development than in blood and guts. Taking care to sidestep the usual glorifications of human combat and battle, Steven Spielberg crafted a story that focused not on the overall worldwide implications of war, but the devastating effects war can take on bloodlines and generations of families. Aided by the incredible cinematography of Janusz Kaminski and impactful score by John Williams, his name again, Saving Private Ryan reminds us that during humanity's ugliest times, there are still beautiful things worth fighting for. Not gonna lie to you, I really like that 100-word review, but maybe I'm biased in a number of ways. A, because I wrote it, and B, because I fucking love this movie. Love it. I refused to watch this movie for years until I knew I had the perfect TV to watch it on and the perfect sound to listen to it on. Pretty sure there's one for sound mixing and sound editing, and it well deserves it. Oh, man. Look, I didn't even talk about the acting or the performances in that review because it's so many names coming out of this. You got your Tom Hanks in there. You got Vin Diesel in there. You got Matt Damon in there. You got Edward Burns, the most New York actor ever. Adam Goldberg, Barry Pepper. That's the first time I've ever seen Barry Pepper. Sizemore, Giovanni Ribisi. Just all the names that, like, Ted Danson's got a scene. Paul Giamatti's got a scene. Dennis Farina's got a little bit of something to do in there. Nathan Fillion, our boy, Captain Mal Reynolds, is up in there as the other Private Ryan. Bryan Cranston is up in that business too. There's so much happening in this movie. And basically it is an updated version kind of Dirty Dozen, right? A group of guys during a war are sent to do a mission. A couple of them balk at this mission due to the fact that it's getting someone out of the war. So you're sacrificing the lives of a bunch of guys to go find a guy to make sure he doesn't have to sacrifice his life anymore just because all of his brothers are dead. I'm not sure if that's an actual thing. I'm fairly certain it's not an actual thing. Like, I don't think there's any hard and fast rule of, 3 of your 4 sons are dead, so we'll pull out that 4th one for you. Don't think that actually happened. But fucking it should have, right? Because I'm pretty sure war took away all sorts of lineages just due to the sheer numbers of deaths, especially World War II, where things were a little less civilized, a little bit more brutal back then. The camera work in this movie is excellent. The cinematography is frenetic, man. It's you'll be steady cam one moment, and all of a sudden an ambush happens, and you're shaky cam, and you're disoriented, and you're not sure where you're supposed to be looking at. Much like these dudes are, in the middle of war. Can't talk about this movie without talking about the Omaha Beach opener, right? When people talk about the best openers to movies, for me, it's going to be Saving Private Ryan. When people talk about the best battle scene, it is that battle scene there, the Omaha Beach joint. Actual World War II vets said it's almost too realistic in how it's portrayed. It is, it's a movie where war is the frame, but war is not the subject. The subject is the camaraderie, the camaraderie between these men as they embark upon this mission. The leader, Tom Hanks, and just trying to keep everybody together, and the amount of absolute ridiculous stress that this man is under. Like his hand shaking while he's trying to take a drink of water from his canteen. It was just the pressure that this man has just to keep it together for himself, to keep it together for his men, is absolutely ridiculously immense. Excellent acting all around. There's not a single weak moment of acting. Even what little bit of third act acting that Matt Damon has to do is amazing. Jeremy Davis as Oppum is frustrating, but not everybody's built for war. And it's good that they showed that as well. They showed all aspects. You showed people who are very good at it, like Barry Pepper. You showed people who will get the job done for you. You show people who are that's just not how they're wired, they're set up. And that was Jeremy Davis's Oppum. He would come again to play that character in Lost, but that's a whole different story. If you haven't checked out Saving Private Ryan, I don't know what to tell you, man. Maybe war movies aren't your thing, and if so, I guess I understand. But like I said, war is the backdrop. War is central to this, but war is not what this movie is about. So if that's your hesitation and your reservations for not watching this movie, lay it to the side. There's another long joint, man. I got a couple of long joints back to back here. Set aside the time. Make sure your sound is right. Make sure your picture is right. This is a movie. I have a hard and fast. This might be my longest of this 100 of hundreds. I have a hard and fast rule when it comes to purchasing Blu-rays. Any movie after 2007 that is action and sci-fi, those are the only Blu-rays that I'll purchase. Comedies don't need to be Blu-ray. I don't need to see. It doesn't need to be a crystal clear image for a scene to be funny. It's usually the acting and the timing that makes something funny, or the situations they find themselves in. But as war and sci-fi and comic book films, action, I just say, sci-fi and comedy, comic book movies, those are they lean heavily on their visuals, right? So you need to have that visual crispness. And 2007 is roundabout where they really started getting it. Like Casino Royale's late 2006, it looks mwah on Blu-ray. Movies before that, I don't think I have Total Recall on Blu-ray. It looks like Total Recall on DVD. So I'm very averse to buying anything prior to 2007 or so on Blu-ray. Saving Private Ryan is one of those that needs to be on Blu-ray. That benefits just from the upfit of sound and picture. 25 on the list, Saving Private Ryan.